So we did hypothesis testing for the last two examples. What if we used what we learned in Chapter 9 to do hypothesis testing? So that was confidence intervals. Recall that the level of confidence, 1 minus alpha times 100% in a confidence interval, represents the percentage of intervals that will contain the unknown parameter if repeated samples are obtained. We can do two-tailed hypothesis testing using confidence intervals. So it has to be two-tailed. Our null hypothesis will be p equaling p sub 0, and then our alternative will be p not equaling p sub 0. If a 1 minus alpha times 100% confidence interval contains p sub 0, we do not reject the null hypothesis. However, if the confidence interval does not contain p sub 0, we conclude that p is not equal to p sub 0 at the level of significance alpha. So let's look at an example. A 2009 study by Princeton Survey Research Associates International found that 34% of teenagers text while driving. A recent study conducted by AT&T found that 515 of 1,200 randomly selected teens had texted while driving. Do the results of this study suggest that the proportion of teens who text while driving has changed since 2009? Use a 95% confidence interval to answer the question. Okay, if you go back to the requirements for confidence interval, they are the same as hypothesis. So is this random? Yes. What about normally distributed? We have 1,200. What is our p sub 0? 0.34. Multiply that through, you get about 269. That's greater than 10. So that's good. And then is 1,200 less than or equal to 5% of teenagers who text while driving? Yes, there's definitely more than that. All right, let's look at our hypothesis. So let's set up our null and our alternative. We're again looking at proportions at 0.34. And we're looking at, has it changed? So changed is going to mean it's a two-tail. And this meets the requirements for confidence intervals. If you recall, we're on sample proportion and we're looking at confidence intervals. So we're going to use number 9. Stat test number of successes was 515. Sample size was 1,200. And we want a 95% confidence interval. Let's try that again. Stats test A. Oh, need another 0 there. That's going to be it. Calculate. Here's our confidence interval. It's 0.401 to 0.457. So where does 0.34? Is 0.34 in here? It is not. So then we can go with that one. So there's sufficient evidence. The proportion of teens who text while driving has changed since 2009.